name is Sharon, and I am so glad that you are here. In today's episode, we're going to be chatting about one of my favorite things in the reflection process, and that is an annual review. So, believe it or not, we are wrapping up 2022. It's crazy how fast this year went by. And at the end of each year, I really like to do sort of a streamlined process to reflect on everything that's happened in the year and to start to plan for the year ahead. So I just wanted to share with you kind of like that reflection process piece, how I think about kind of the wins of the year, the challenges of the year, and then again, begin to prime my mind to think about future goals for the following year, for 2023. We're not really going to get into that goal setting piece today. Today's going to mostly focus on the review or the reflection piece for the previous year. So my first step in doing my annual review is to do a time log. So I've talked about this in previous episodes, and I'll link those below, but I use Laura VANDERKAM, her time log from the book 168 Hours, which I highly recommend. And basically, I create an Excel spreadsheet, and I, Google Sheets, I guess, and I track my time for a week. VANDERKAM reminds us that there's really no such thing as a typical week, so don't look for that, just dive in where you're at. So I usually do about 5 to 7 days when I do this, and I break the day up into 30-minute increments and just write down what I'm doing. Really important to date this document so that you know what the time period is that you're tracking. It is so interesting to look back on, especially those of you with maybe newborns or toddlers. Like, life changes so quickly, and you'll look back on these and be like, wow, remember when I used to spend my days doing XYZ? It'll seem like a distant memory. So my first step is that time log, to see where my time is going. My second step is to do a calendar review, and this was inspired by John Maxwell. And the calendar review is basically where I sit down with my calendar from the whole year. My husband and I use a Google Calendar for work and for personal, and I go through everything. Think about what was worth my time, what maybe wasn't worth my time, how I did spend my time, and how I wish I spent my time is sort of what I'm thinking about while I'm working through my calendar review. I love to have my map book next to me when I'm doing that so that I can record that whole reflection process. And again, that's cool to look back on over the years, because it's usually in my Q4 notebook each year. If you want more information about a map book and what that is, check out the show notes below for more information on that. So the third step in my annual review process is a business reflection. So I am a small business mama. I am a family photographer, and I have my own business. So I have a set of questions that I ask myself, or that I go through every year as part of my business reflection. It covers everything from income to clients to like types of sessions that I've done, all of those things. If you're interested, let me know in the comments below. I can always share more about the business side with you if you're interested in that. But for the most part, if business, if you don't have your own business, but maybe work, if you do a reflection about the work that you've done this year, whatever that looks like for you. My fourth step in my annual review process is my personal reflection. And just like the business reflection, I go through the same questions every year so I can really see how I've progressed from year to year to year. It's very interesting to watch. And this whole annual review process that I'm sharing with you actually pairs really nicely with the POWERSHEETS resource that I shared back in episode 25. So if you didn't catch episode 25, I talked about POWERSHEETS, which is it's not really a planner. I think it's like a goal planner for the year. And this was 2022 was my first year using it and giving that a shot. So I definitely recommend it. Check out that episode if you want more information about it. But it really helps with this annual review process because instead of only reviewing at the end of the year, I feel like I've been reviewing kind of throughout the year, which is nice to keep up with, to kind of have that system. Again, I'm not an affiliate or anything for POWERSHEETS, but just something that I've personally used and recommend. So on the podcast this week, I'm going to dive deeper into this annual review process with you. I'm going to share with you the exact reflection questions that I review every year. And I also am planning to share with you how my 2022 worked out. It's going to be an uncensored review, so you're going to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly. So be sure to tune into the podcast if you want to check that out. As always, I would love for you to subscribe to my mailing list. The link is below in the show notes. I send out, once a week, I send out a little mini newsletter for busy moms that has your personal growth inside that will take you 2 minutes or less to consume and implement. So if you're interested, you can check that link out below. And then as always, if you want to check out what's going on in between episodes, you can find me on Instagram at Sharon Legier Coaching, and also my website, SharonLegierCoaching.com, is where you can learn more about me and some of the services that I offer. Thank you so much for being here, Mama. Have a great day.